How has the UE roster received Coach Chris Gavina? And are we going to see Coach Chris flex his Philham Nation Select Connects this season? Mararamdaman na ba natin yung impact na yan from Coach Chris?
Coach Chris is doing the best he can at UE, and he is trying to build from the ground up, changing the habits, changing the culture, changing the tradition there. He's getting his players to do jogs in the morning together. They do hot yoga sessions together. They do boxing sessions together. God just sees Instagram. They'll post it there. They do mental practices. And on the court, they're intense. They're defense first. You earn your playing time, you earn your spot. And I'm not sure if they're quite there yet in terms of being a really good team, but you're seeing some signs of improvement and then some signs of looking bad. So still a little inconsistent based on the Asia Basket offseason. Because remember, they were competitive in some games. There's even one game John Abate went off for like he hit 8 3-pointers. And then there's a game they lose to St. Clair, which, with all due respect to St. Clair and our boy Fran Lu, UE was the favorite entering that matchup and the anticipated team to win, and they got defeated pretty handedly. So there are some aspects there that still need to be changed. And it's gonna take time. I mean, remember, Gavina's only been there like what, 2 months, 2.5 months. The recruit part of it is always tricky because a lot of people just assume that foreign players want to come here to the Philippines, get one of the spots so they can play ball, right? But it's not that simple because it requires change. It requires a kid to uproot his life at a very young age, an aspect we forget sometimes. Leave his parents, leave his friends, girlfriends. Like in the case of Alex Konov, he had a committed relationship back home, and I'm sure he missed her while he was here. Not saying that was the main decision for him going home, by the way. I'm just saying that was probably something he considered as well. And then if you want to get them here, if you want to get them playing and playing hard, you also need to make it rewarding, right? You need to make it I know some people might scoff at this, but worth their time. And basically that means allowances and perks and whatnot. And not a lot of schools just have that many deep pockets, especially when you compare it to the other premier squads of college basketball. So sometimes the coach has to work with what he's given, work with what he has. And I think Chris Gavina is working with what he has as much as he can. But in terms of UE suddenly stockpiling a lot of premier talent and blue chippers, I'm not sure we're there yet. Because remember, you can recruit blue chippers even if you're not a super winning program, even if you're not a super loaded program financially, but you at least, if you're at least like semi competitive, or you have a chance to, like, let's say, make the final four, or you show a history of being competitive, then that might attract some players more, even if the offer's not exactly really big. And I think UE, they're starting from here. I know they almost made the final four last season, but with the way that crashed down, they're starting from the bottom, really, a place they've been a lot the last few years. And Coach Chris is trying his best to work the team up one level after another. So I don't think it's gonna happen overnight. And I'm not sure he has a super long-term contract with them. I mean, he didn't disclose how many years he has with them. So we don't know how much time he's been given. But it's gonna take time for UE to be really good again.